Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas. And I'm filming like on the 27th, so we're not quite at New Year's yet, so I want to wish you guys a happy New Year as well. So the last time we met, we made this coasters, this square coasters, and today I want to go ahead and embellish it. So close. Let me see if I can bring you guys back. Alright, I think that's better. Okay, anyways, I wanted to bring you along with me today to embellish our coasters. So items that we need is obviously our coasters, our sewing needles, and some embroidery floss, any color that you think will be good coordinates with your, image that you want to embellish. A pair of scissors, and then of course your item to embellish. Now we don't need much. We don't need any like fusible web or anything like that to glue it. We can go and just place it on your coasters, whichever way you want it to go. You can, I suppose I can tell you that you can use a pin to kind of attach it there so it doesn't move. Now the problem with me when I use the pin is I always get my thread stuck there whenever I sew. So I don't use the pin. What I often to do is my sew line stick glue, and all I do is just put a little bit, a line there and a line there, and then I put it on my surface. You can definitely use just Elmer's glue stick is fine. You don't have to glue it all the way. Now because our project is already finished, we want to make sure that we don't show any of our embroidery floss or stitching on this side. Okay, so we have to be very careful, and it's quite easy, and we have batting on here, so you're really not gonna go through there. So what else? I think that's it. That really is all what we need. Just I'm gonna stick the glue here just so you guys know that you need the glue. Now when you use your embroidery floss, you're gonna need 2 strands. The DMC floss, when you get them, they come in 6, so you can see this one only have 4 strand in it because I've already pulled the first 2 strand. So when you get it, you just wanna kind of get your thumb and your index finger like that, just to kind of see the threads or the strings, okay, or strands rather. So you can see there's 6 here, and then you just go grab the 2 pieces you want. It's best to grab the one next to each other, okay, because they're weaved in a manner where if you grab one from one corner to the other, you'll end up knotting your string or your floss. So we're gonna separate this and get just 2. You'll get the hang of it once you start, once you start doing your project one after the other. And then this is how I separate my floss. I kind of just walk my way down and then go like that. So there, it's separated. Because don't pull it. When you pull it, when you take it, and do not separate your floss either. Like pull one, you know, I don't like to do that, because when I pull it to the number of floss that I need, they're already like they're not weave, but they're like wind together or twisted together or whatnot, so they're not separated, and your end are always, you know, matching. And the less you handle your floss, the better it is. The same thing with the length of floss that you want to use. I have better luck with this than doing this way and wetting the tip like this. I have better luck doing this. So let's try it again. I just put my needle there. There we go. Okay, and I don't put any knots. So back to the length of your needle, thread. You want to take it with your index finger and then just bring it all the way to your elbow, and I think that would be a good amount of floss to work with, because if you go any longer, your thread is gonna go in and out into the fiber, and the more friction there is, the weaker your thread is going to get. So that's why you don't want too long, because in the beginning, when I started sewing in my younger years, when I see my project, oh, I gotta go all around this image, I always think, oh, I'm gonna do a long strings, because I don't want to stop, or I don't want to thread a needle anymore. The longer I can get it, the more I can keep on going, you know. But I never realized that when you go in and out of your fabric, you're really weakening. That friction is gonna cause your image, or your fiber to weaken. So anyways, let's do this again. So we're gonna glue it to the position we want it. Just press it. Let's close our... Okay. I don't put knots on my thread, and just because I want a clean work, finish work. So what I do is I go in and then leave a little string, and then I go back in fairly close to where I came out, and then I pull that back out. This is gonna lock that stitch, but we want to be secure, so we're gonna do it one more time. And then this time, when you come up, you bring the needle where you need to start your project. Okay, so there's my needle, and it's right at the edge of my leaf there. So then I pull it up, and I wanted to show you how tiny those stitches that we made. And on top of that, that's gonna lay over like so you're not gonna see it. So here we go. Here's how we do your blanket stitch. You go down, go down and up, and you always want your working your tails. You always want your tail underneath your needle here, okay? That's blanket stitch. Okay, that's our first stitch. Now let's do it again. And pay attention to my right hand, the way I'm pulling my floss. Not too much. You want your tension to be the same all the way. Okay, so you just want to be relaxed. Take your time, don't rush. Pretend that you're just meditating, because it can be meditating, and I tell you, when I do this, I'm just relaxed, peaceful. So that is your blanket stitch. Another way to remember blanket stitch is sorry, what happened to my camera here? I think I lost you there for a minute, for a second. Okay, so another way to remember a blanket stitch is you're basically going around and into that circle. You see how it went around, and then you coming out inside that circle. You see it? See it? That is blanket stitch. It's easier sometimes for beginner. It's easier to just go like this, so you know. There you go. And then look, there's nothing on the other side. So let me finish doing the blanket stitch, and then I'll bring you back along to work on this leaf, and then all this outlined details on our flower. The flower, our applique, is attached by our blanket stitch. We're not going to be able to go under and start our new floss. So here's what we're gonna do. So with the green, what we're gonna do is, because we can't lift the applique anymore, we're just simply gonna decide which way we wanna go with our stitches. So in my case, I wanna go do the inside section first, and then I'll go around and then finish the center. So we do that, pull it, and then we'll go do it that way, and then come back up, and then pull, and then come back, and then begin your stitching on our petal. I'll go in the inside, just like that. Okay, now this stitch is going to be what they called a outline stitch, or also called stem stitch. I call it stem stitch. So your needle is up there in the beginning where you want to start. You just take a little bit and then come back up just almost to that starting point. Now your needle is almost like in the middle of that little stitch that we made. So you can see, okay, we're on our last stitch here, just like that, right next to that section where we began our stitch. Okay, now we're gonna go move on to the next line. I'm gonna go back to that same hole, go over to the next section. That line is done. Do it again. Now when you're sewing, you're gonna get used to whichever side you want to sew. I'm on the right side, so I tend to keep my working thread on the right side. If you're left, you probably will end up doing it on the left. I can sew on the left too, but I have a tendency to do it on the right. So it's up to you, whichever one you're comfortable with. So it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is your tension. You don't want your tension to change on every stitch that you do, okay? Okay, I think I'm done with this working thread. So I brought it back up in the surface, and then I'm gonna bring it back down so close, maybe a stitch or two next to the thread or the stitch that we just did, and then I'm gonna bring it back down to do the same, and then I pull it right through there, and then I want to give this a little pull so that when I let go, the thread that I'm cutting will be down underneath. So there you go, it's gone now. So, and can you tell where we tucked that stitches? They're like right here somewhere. Can't really see, just do small like that. So again, keeping our back nice and clean. Okay guys, we're now on our last stitch. So we're on the pistol stitch. So what we do is we go bring your needle up, your thread up, and then put your needle exactly where you want that the knot is at. Okay, pistol usually just have one or two at the most knot, but I'm gonna be cheating because this little dot here are a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna go probably at least 5 or 6 depending on the size. Okay, so and then keeping that needle there, and you simply take your thumb and your ring finger on the back, whichever finger is comfortable for you on the back, but your thumb is going to stay in there in place, and just slowly slide your needle through, pull it through. Now you have this looking knot there, and then you just simply place it where it needs to be. And I just go over here and then come back up to the center. There's your pistol, and then do it again. This one is just really small, so I'm just probably gonna do about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it down. Keep your thumb where you want your knot to be. Okay, I need to pull my tail. There you go. And there we got that again, and then you just place it where it needs to be, and then you're off to the next one. Okay, so yeah, this is all the stitch, and I hope I got you inspired to go ahead and do your own hand applique. Am I doing this by the book? Absolutely not. I just do it my way, the way I know how, and the way that works for me. So play around with it and see what works best for you, and then just go for it. You know, we make mistakes sometimes. If you do make a mistake, if you can unstitch it, you know, then do it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Sometimes that mistake makes a nice little character to your project. So all right, so I will leave it to this, and we can once again just simply look at our finished project. Let me put my needle away. This is a size 3 needle I had, and so here's our finished project. I really like them. It definitely add some more not only colors, dimension into our coasters, but really gave it a really nice finish to it. So all right guys, I will leave it at that. If you have any questions, feel free to jot them down on the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll get notified the next time I upload. Okay guys, so I think that's it. I hope that you enjoy our project today, and thank you so much for spending the time with me, and I look forward in talking with you again really soon. See you next Monday. Bye.